All right, so we've moved over here to the Simrad booth here at the International Boat Show in Miami, and I'm with Tito Perez of Simrad. He's going to run us through some of the really cool new stuff that Simrad's got going on, new products, new features, new technology, things of that nature. So, Tito, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then tell us about what the biggest things going on with Simrad.
So I'm Tito Perez. I'm the key account manager for sales, managing the retail segment for Simrad, Lowrance, and B&G. Simrad is one of the branches of Navico, who is the parent company that basically has all three brands marketing the sport fishing, yachting, sailing, and fishing industries. And we're pretty large in the industry, and we have a lot of great technology, which we're going to show you. With one of the products, which is our NSS EVO 2, which is our top of the line M.F.D multifunction display that will give you basically everything you need for the boating need. So, one product I'm going to show you is the NSS EVO 2. This is the 12-inch version of it, and just to give you a quick update, we just got the Innovation Award for Electronics category here at the Miami Boat Show 2016 for the sonar structure scan 3D system that we just launched to the market recently. That's a big award that is given to the electronics category, so it's a big deal that we got it for 2016 for this product. So the multifunction display NSS EVO 2 is basically exactly what I said. It's a multifunction display that gives you cartography, which a lot of people know as the GPS. Also the echo sounder, which is a fish finder. It gives you a structure scan sounder, which is another technology that I'll show you. Also the capability to add radar, different navigation screens, also engine integration, and basically everything up to entertainment, video, music, Sirius, satellite, and radio. So it's basically everything you need to navigate or to be entertained in your boat. Here we can start with the cartography, which is basically one of the main critical things that you want to have on a boat. Our units all come with built-in cartography for the United States, and you could also add different cartographies from Navionics, CMAP, Fugawi, or you could build your own in our Go Free site. That's one of the main things that people look for on units like this. This unit comes in 4 different sizes: 7, 9, 12-inch, and 16-inch. Here we're showing you the 12-inch display, and here next to it, just if you can see it, is the 16-inch display. It's a great product. Once you learn how to use it, you can basically work any of our products because the user interface is basically the same across all models. Another feature that I'm going to show you is the award-winning 3D structure scan. What 3D structure scan is, it gives you the ability to basically map or look at the bottom that you're going over with the boat, and it's taking it and turning it into a 3D image. What you can see here, you can see the boat, and you can see how we're actually painting the bottom, of the ocean per se, or the canal, or the lake for that matter, and you could actually basically
rotate it
3D, and you could see and make sense. Here we are about 64 feet. And then you can see about 167 feet to each side of the boat. You can
That's amazing.
Yeah, you can also zoom out, and you can make sense of what's going on here.
Right.
Another great view of this, if you still try to figure out what we're looking at, is I could actually give you a split screen and give you both a 3D view and also what's called a side scan view. This technology has been around for quite a while now, over probably, I want to say, 5 years or so. And basically what it's doing is the same thing, but it's a two-dimensional view rather than a three-dimensional view.
Right.
So we're taking this two-dimensional view and showing it to you on 3D. And it's actually better that way because a lot of people, they have a hard time interpreting what they're seeing here,
right.
But this makes a lot of sense.
This is killer for all you bottom fishermen out there. This is going to be amazing for finding new fishing spots, especially if you like to go out and try to find hard bottom.
Oh yeah, for sure. Another great thing is that you could actually scroll back in the history, and if you want to mark a waypoint right on your scanner, you can place your icon there or your cursor there, and once you hit the menu, you can put a waypoint right there on the spot, rather than guess where you saw that structure.
Right.
You can name it right on the spot and give it any name you want. Right now we're just here just filming, so I'll put my name. It's a Tito spot. Well, not Tito, Tito. And then press enter. You can change the icons, and once you save it, it's going to mark the waypoint right there. You can see it on the screen.
Wow.
So I could go to my chart now and find that waypoint right on my chart, which is actually very easy to do. So right now I just zoom in where the boat is at. Obviously this is not live, this is a demo file, but we can kind of see here where I put that waypoint. It's right there already in the map, if you can see that.
Just like that.
Just like that. So, I mean, for fishing and navigating, this unit is great. One of the things that I love the most is I like music, and a lot of people like to have, obviously, the radio cranking in the boat. So we have the options to do a full stereo that is controlled through the system itself. We could bring down that hidden menu, and right now we're playing Sirius. And we could come here and basically you got a Sirius menu. You could also change your source from AM, FM, iPod. I mean, you could basically have it all. Pandora. And then you could just leave it on Sirius. And what we're going to do, we're going to crank the volume up. Right now we're listening to... And it's all at the fingertips. I mean, why leave the unit, you know, and go play with other buttons when you could do it all from that machine? That's one of the greatest things about multifunction displays, and we've done a great job about doing it, because what we've done is we've taken the technology that a lot of tablets, smartphones are doing, and we're bringing it up into the boat in our systems. So that gives a customer the ability to just kind of, you know, work the units in a way that is very familiar to them. So that's why Simrad has grown so much. In the past 3 years, we're basically, you know, becoming a very large company alongside with our sister brands. And, you know, just look us up at simrad-yachting.com, and there's a lot of products that you can see there, a lot of videos, a lot of how-to things that you can find out about the products. And also there's a great thing that you can build your own system based on the type of boat you do, the type of boating you do. So this is
So Tito, tell us what is going on in the world of radar right now.
World radar is, that's a pretty interesting question. There's a lot of radar technologies out being launched by different vendors as well as Simrad and our competitors. One being the solid state radar technology. Solid state, what it does is it takes the traditional magnetron pulse radar and basically gets rid of it and, you know, replaces that magnetron with basically a solid state chip. It's a solid state, basically no moving parts, you know, no magnetron to have to be warmed up. Plus, there's no, emissions that actually are harmful to people. You know, right. So that gets rid of that. And also, what it does is it gives you a better signal processing. You know, because we're using digital signal processing in our modules. So I'm going to show you here. We have the new Halo radar, and this is the Halo 3 model. We actually have it running live here inside our tent at Miami Boat Show. And I'm going to show you how impressive this radar is, because people would think that here inside this tent, this radar won't really do much, but I'm going to show you what it does. First of all, I'm going to talk about the actual aesthetics of the radar itself. You can see that the radar has a cool blue light. That comes with the name Halo. It was a cool feature to have. It serves no purpose except for it to look cool.
It looks awesome.
It looks awesome.
LEDs.
LED blue lights, everybody has them, so we threw them on the radar. So let's get this radar going, and I'm gonna basically show you, how cool it is. So what I want to do is I'm gonna go here on my radar, and the radar obviously is on standby, so I'm gonna transmit with it. And one thing I want to show you is, and you'll see in the map here shortly when the radar starts spinning.
There it goes.
So right now the view that we're getting in our screen is a live view of this radar. So just by the look of it, we are 1 nautical mile range, and maybe you can't really tell because you're watching this video, you don't know where we're at. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you where we're at on the map with the radar overlay, so you kind of see what we're looking at.
Awesome.
This is a little cove that the Miami Sea Stadium is at. This is an abandoned stadium that was used in the past for boat races and stuff. And they turned it into the Miami Boat Show venue right now. So what you see here is basically the radar overlay here on the land mass on the side. And if you zoom in a little tighter, you can see that we're surrounded by a lot of floating docks. Same thing here. So basically, a lot of what you see here is the docks that are surrounded, but keep in mind we're transmitting from inside a tent. So, don't judge the radar by this looks. It's just how amazing it is that we're actually picking up something inside the tent with all this interference around us.
Exactly. We are surrounded by some metal structures and by just fabric layers, and it's still picking up. And it's really cool how you can get this radar overlay your map into your chart plot.
Exactly. Another cool factor is I'm going to bring you back to the full radar screen. I'm going to show you some of the modes that we have already pre-programmed on the radar are those that are used a lot by fishing guides or average recreational guys that are looking for either weather, birds, boats out in the sea in the offshore mode, or at the harbor mode, which speeds up the transmission speed so you can get faster return for the proximity approach. Yeah, so here what I'm going to show you is some of the modes that we have pre-programmed based on our digital signal processing, advanced signal processing, that we're able to pre-program certain settings for certain applications where you're out there. So when you hit your mode, you're going to get a bird mode, you're going to get a weather mode, offshore mode, harbor, and a custom mode. The bird mode is very important for sport fishermen. They're looking for birds, obviously, because that's where the fish at, that's where the bait's at.
Right.
So they want to look at that mode, and it's hard to tweak a traditional pulse radar to, be able to see those little specks on the radar. So this does it for you. Plus, it creates a better image to be able to pinpoint those birds at the distance. When the amateur guy that's not used to a pulse radar, he doesn't really know what he's looking for, it'll actually highlight it a lot better. Another thing that we do is trails, where you could put a trail on the system itself and, basically track different things that are moving, and you'll be able to track them and set a trail and kind of see which way that trail is moving, based on your location. So what I'm going to do for you here is I'm going to change the mode from harbor to bird mode. Okay. And what it does is it actually slows down the transmission speed of the radar because it's actually trying to look for birds farther away. So it needs a little more time to get that echo back and read it and process. So notice how right now this radar is spinning very fast. And as soon as I'm going to turn it on bird mode, the radar is actually going to slow itself down. And it's still going to continue to transmit on bird mode. And it's very important to be able to catch those birds farther away.
Interesting. So just instant change in the radar speed. So you're scanning a little bit slower?
Yeah, exactly. So when we transmit, birds are usually a little farther away. So we give it a little more time to get a wider kind of signal out there and return. So it doesn't have to process so fast and miss birds that are probably fast moving.
Right.
So if you want to learn more about this radar, go to simrad-yachting.com. And there's a lot more to see there, a lot of videos that you can see some real scenarios on boats. And, just check us out.